Hey everybody, Tradius Trades here, back with another decoded market. I've cracked the code on a lot of markets this week. There's a lot of nice setup markets. I can share all of those with you in my Discord if you send me an email to tradiustrades@gmail.com. I post my COT markets report there every week, written, detailed breakdown of the markets I'm looking to participate in. This week's video is going to show you one of those setups, and I'm going to break it down in depth for you so you can see why I'm looking to participate in this market based on fundamental underlying conditions. So, what's the market this week? The market I'm going to show you this week is crude oil. Crude oil is set up for longs based on the underlying conditions, and let's see what those conditions are. So, you know my channel, you know how I work, you know the first thing I look at is the commitment of traders commercial index, and that's the top pane here. So we see the red line, the commercials, based on the 26-week index look back, are very bullish relative to the last 26 weeks. So that's code number one. Code number two is the Investment Advisor Sentiment Index, the Williams Sentiment Index here. We see the sentiment of the advisors is very bearish. So they're telling everybody, don't buy crude. They're very bearish. They're very emotional right now, down in this extreme zone, while at the same time the commercials are extremely long. That's a beautiful juxtaposition when we see these two things, these two indicators at opposite extremes. So that's code number two. Code number three is valuation. So crude oil relative to the price of gold is very undervalued. We see the gold line here. It's underneath this horizontal green line. That tells us that relative to this look back period of 26 weeks, using the valuation measure, that crude oil is very undervalued relative to gold. So there's three codes right there. That's enough to turn off the screen, walk away, and watch this market for confirmations and entry triggers. But there's more compelling evidence that crude is set up for a nice bullish move. So let's keep looking. So over here, we've got the net positioning line of each of the parties, red, green, and blue. And then the bottom line is the open interest. So let's take a look at open interest, and it can give us a clue about what may come next for crude. What we see here with crude is open interest has been increasing while price has been decreasing. Now, when open interest increases and it's being increased while the commercials are getting more long, that's very bullish. That's telling us that the open interest increase is being held by the people with really strong hands. It's not being driven up by the weak hands, the large traders and the small traders. It's driven by the commercials. That's very bullish. Second thing on this window I want to point out is look how extreme the commercials positioning is right now. Look at this. The last time they were this long was back in 2012. When I see a 1 year extreme, I pay attention. Now this is a way more than 1 year. That's a long time. It's been a long time since they were this bullish. So you need to pay attention when the commercials get this bullish. Okay, so that's one more code. No, we got two more codes. The true seasonal, the blue line, is very bullish right now. So this tells us that generally speaking, this time of year, crude goes up until June, end of June, early July. Okay, so there's one more setup code here, and that is the spread. So we see here the price chart here is the front month, and then this line graph down here is the difference between the front month and the next month out. So the front month minus the next month out gives us this line graph, and we see a divergence, price making much lower lows while the spread more or less is holding up. So that tells us that the commercials have very strong demand for the front month contract, and that is, when combined with all the other things I've just shown you, is a very, very good setup. So that's the setup. Now let's go see if this market is confirmed to go ahead and look for entry triggers. So what we see here is price, and now we're looking for accumulation. So the green line is the price, open interest, and volume. We see price making lower lows while the green line is making higher lows. That's telling us this market is being accumulated, and we know it's being accumulated by the commercials at a time when there's other very bullish underlying conditions. So that's confirmed. We also have it confirmed by the ProGo, which is another measurement of accumulation, is diverging from price. Price much lower, ProGo unable to make new lows. That's telling us this market is being accumulated. Okay, so we also have confirmation from the true seasonal. Generally speaking, the seasonal tendencies to go up until the end of June. So that's the setup. To be clear, this doesn't mean we just go out and blindly long this market on the open. What this means is the fundamental conditions underlying the market are bullish, and they are confirmed by signs of accumulation. So that tells us now we can look for trend change, technical trend change triggers to get us into this market. And there's a lot of different ways to tell if the trend has changed. And I'm not going to teach that here, but basically I'm explaining what the setup is. We're anticipating a bullish move from crude oil at some point. If you like this video, shoot me an email at tradiustrades@gmail.com. I can get you into my Discord where I share a weekly COT markets report, a written detailed description of all the markets that I'm looking to participate in. I also actively post all my trades and market insights, and there's a great group of people in there that you should come and get to know. So I invite you to join that. Also, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, subscribe, tweet it, whatever. Share my stuff on your socials. It does help get this message out to people, and hopefully at the end of the day helps people become better traders. I don't expect you to incorporate everything that I'm teaching here. If you take something away from this that can make you a better trader, I will have done my job and succeeded at achieving my goal. So hope you guys got something great out of this week. Hope you have a great week trading next week. And remember, there's a lot of noise in the markets right now. Donald Trump this, tariff that, China this, China that. Don't worry about the noise. Focus on the setups. Focus on confirming the setups. Focus on the entry, and then focus on managing your position according to your risk management parameters. Nothing else matters. The noise is meant to draw you in, make you emotional, and second guess your process. We do not need the news to trade fundamental conditions. These indicators will tell us everything we need to know about where the market is going to go. And with that, I'll leave you guys to it. Have a great week, and thanks a lot for listening.